So, hey everyone, just reaching out again. Like I said at the beginning of the week, I was going to get on Facebook as much as possible with all my friends and families from the hairdressing world to help just guide people and inspire and just share whatever we have to offer. So I appreciate everybody that's been logging in, and I really hope this is helping. I know I'm getting a lot of good responses from people, so I'm just gonna keep on doing it until everybody gets tired of me. So anyway, I just want to introduce everybody to my girlfriend, Shandel Short. We've worked together for many years, and then you took a little break and came back. So why don't you tell everybody where you're located?
So I'm the Senior Business Development Manager for TG here in Canada. So although it's a different country than where you are, we're facing the same reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on in your country? I thought it was interesting today when you shared that with me. Can you hear me?
So, I've been trying to follow what it's doing, and yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
And I find it really interesting, the stance that Canada is taking. I'm very proud to be Canadian at this time because they're really taking strict measures, and although it's affecting businesses and stuff like that, they are asking people to stay home, and understanding that by staying home, we're really going to flatten the curve. So they asked that list last week, the social distancing, but we seem to be kind of a little bit ahead, and I'm really grateful for that because they're taking it very seriously. Yeah. I think that's also because our Prime Minister's wife, unfortunately, was diagnosed with the COVID-19. So his reality is he's facing it, home himself right now as a Prime Minister. So it's made a negative turn into a positive, that it's, as a country, we've really had some strong measures put into place quickly to help flatten this curve.
Yeah. Well, I'm so grateful to have friends from all over the world, and you're one of them. And I just wanted to check on with you, because whenever I think of someone who is moving forward and always has a positive light on things, that's definitely one of my girls that do that. So I thought it was important just to hear from you, especially from, a distributor salesperson that supports the beauty field. What is it that we can do together from, hairstylists, salon owners, distributors, manufacturers, to all come together and really help each other. So you and I were kind of brainstorming today about that. So what are your thoughts on that? You're getting frozen.
I just love that because, so quickly, what am I? Do I have a silly face?
Yeah, you're good.
I'm frozen. Can you hear me? Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay. So I love that conversation because I think so quickly here in Canada, we deal with manufacturers, deal with distributors here in Canada. So we don't really have very much that is a direct force here. So it's all done through distributors. And what I'm really seeing here is that it's community over competition. And I know that you and I have talked about that this week. And it's so wonderful, no matter what the manufacturer is that we're working together to help the salon owners and the hairstylists this week, especially in Canada, because last week launching the social distance thing and getting really strict, those were confused and didn't know where they stood in that. And we've really come together as a community to help the stylists and the owners and help them through this information, because you guys are on the front line and you're dealing with the public, and you're dealing with your clients who are upset that they can't get in to get their hair cut, and the different you guys are dealing with a different reality. So we've really come together as a community to try to find out the business aspect of it, because that is what we can do. And so I encourage you, if you're out there and you're confused or, you're not sure where to go, is reach out to your distributors or reach out to your manufacturers, because this is our time that we can really be there for you
Yeah.
and help you walk through the business aspect of this. If it's, how can I, get creative with my staff during this time off, or how can I, make sure that they're getting financial support from the government. And I'm walking through that steps. I've worked with a lot of salons this week, and, you know, it um it our times are getting hit hard with this. So, I just really, myself and my team have really just been trying to be there to support salons, support hairstylists, and walk them through any side of the business aspect that we can right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's so important that we actually talked about, as a hairdresser and as a salon owner, we can pick up the phone and call you, and then you and your team have been picking up the phone and calling your salon owners to find out, what is it that we can do? Right now it's not about buying that product right now because they're in panic mode, right? But what you can offer is a plan for the future when they go back. So I love that we're talking about promotions we can create, or how do we help you sell those products that are currently on your shelf. And let's brainstorm together as a community. What can we do to help boost sales once we do go back? Because we will go back. We don't know when, but we will. So instead of sitting around wondering, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Let's just create the plan now together and move forward. And, you don't have to spend any money in order to do that, but to sit down and really focus on your future. This might be a really good time to reevaluate your business. What's worked in the past. Let's look at what we've worked promotionally from the past and what can we repeat, and then what didn't work and what can we either reinvent or create out of whatever we brainstorm with. So I think it's awesome that you guys are being there, just person to person. And I love the fact that you took it upon yourself to go and get the resources for the salon owners to go to through the government there. I thought that was very interesting and enlightening that you're taking that upon yourself to help them, because you know how it is right now, Shandel, they don't have the mindset to do that. They're just worried about what are they going to do with their hairdressers and provide food for their family right now. It's a lot. So I love that you're doing that, and I hope that this spurs some ideas for other people to duplicate that behavior.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're out there and you're watching, and you are the sales portion of this business, or a manufacturer, I challenge you to do that if you haven't already, because it's the only way that we can really show our support in light of this. I mean, I spent all last week and just trying to think about what is. I mean, I've grown up in this industry my whole entire life. So, and I've worked in it myself for 18 years. So I know the reality that some of you are facing. And I just felt like I felt the weight, and I just needed to, I try to be a solutions driven person. So, I just try to think of ideas, but if there's something that we haven't thought of, or something that we can do, or anything to support you, like, I really encourage you to pick up the phone and call your manufacturers, call your distributors, your salespeople, reach out to myself or my team. And if there's anything that we can do, even if you are in another country, I mean, it's we need a community right now. And I think the most enlightening thing for me this week that I feel and have so much hope is that I just see such a strong community, and people like you. Like, when I saw that you're doing these lives, I was like, wow, like, we need to be so grateful for individuals like yourself who are being a lighthouse in the middle of this storm and this chaos. And, it's coming together as a community. And, because if someone is hurting, it's our job to help them. And that's what we need to do. And, hairstylists are going to feel, and salon owners are going to feel the hit first. Like, you're going to feel this hit right away because you deal with the general public. But I can promise you that, and I know some things going around about what happens at quarantine, and everybody has roots and eyelashes all gone and nails grown out, but we will be one of the first industries to rebound really quickly. And that's one thing that everybody needs to have hope for, is because the public and your clients, they need you right now. They're probably wishing so badly that they could be
Talk
sitting
to
in your
you. I know,
chairs.
girl.
So yeah, they will be there for you. One thing I will say that I've seen, and I've messaged as I've seen this, is that if you are gift cards support you, like I reached out to my local spa and I said, hey, what can I do to help? And, you know, she was kind of reluctant. She was like, oh, don't worry about it. We'll just let you know afterwards. And I was like, no, like, let me know. I want to support you as a business. So make it easy for your customers to be able to buy gift cards. So if you have this downtime, really take the time to make it accessible on your Instagram or your Facebook page, that there's a link there for people to be able to go buy your gift cards, because this is a very powerful time for your customers to always be there, to also be there for you. And if it's too much work, people tend to get sidetracked, or you send an email and it takes too much time. So really making sure that it's a quick, easy process for people to be able to support you is important at this time as a business.
Yeah. And you know, the clients that know that, you know, our clients know us, they know that we're self-employed, or that you work for a business. If you don't work, you don't get paid, right? So if you give them that opportunity, they'll 9 times out of 10 are going to take it to help you, right? So they don't know unless you tell them that you need help. So, you know, for those of you that don't have that in place, it, you know, something you can do is just make a quick little post, send it in a text or an email. I mean, use the social media to your advantage, and set up a way for them to pay you now. So, you know, I don't know if you guys have Square up there, or Venmo. You know, you can set up that account very quickly, and they can just pay you through that electronically. And then you can just send them like a confirmation email saying that here is your virtual ticket, that you have this gift card to use towards, you know, your next service with us when we open. And you know, even doing a promotion on that, buy one get one at this cost, or, you know, purchase $25, get a $5 gift certificate for free. Just some type of value and incentive, because people, I believe people are going to be
absolutely complicated.
I'm sorry, you're cutting off. What'd you say, hon?
I know. I think you were frozen and then I was frozen, so I was just trying to. Okay.
Sorry. But yeah, I think people are going to be looking for value when they come back, and if you can offer that now, I think they'll take advantage of it. You know, and it's not even right now, really. You don't have to be doing gift certificates. Just, I think now more than ever, our clients need us. Like they confide in us. They come to us for advice. They come to us for fashion forward looking, you know, fashion forward looks. They come to us in their time of happiness, and they come to us in their time of sadness and worry. And, you know, I know right now I've talked to so many hairdressers that are having a really hard time even getting their own shit together right now. They don't know what to do. They're frozen. And just remember, just because you're not behind the chair doesn't mean you can't be there for your clients. You know, it's the same thing. It's that human to human contact that they're looking for. And you never know, you know, you have those great clients, you can't wait to see them too. Call them and have them encourage you a little bit, you know, it goes both ways.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
absolutely. And, you know, I know, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So, you know, and I know that because even from, you know, our team being able to support you, that's where that comes back to as well, is that, you know, it's being there for your customer, just like you guys are our customers. So it's like it's thinking outside the box. We're not used to being home either, sitting in our office and trying to support businesses from, you know, an office, but it's thinking outside the box right now and how to be there for your customers. So, you know, I worked with a salon yesterday and, you know, asked them, like, what are some things that you've been wanting to learn, but you've been so busy that you just haven't had time, like some different creative, you know, tools to either, you know, expand your Instagram, or, you know, post pictures. Some stylists have so many pictures and they've never even posted them before. So really getting on and spending that time there is to use this pause as like a pause, be creative in the things that you're not used to doing. And then when the surge comes and we're ready to move forward, that you really have this kind of refreshed feel. And I know that might seem really far for some people right now if they're really scared and they're feeling, overwhelmed by all of this, but I promise you is just like kind of getting into something, your mind, and being there of service for it's giving you purpose. So if you as a hairstylist are sitting there and you're trying to figure out, is get creative and put some things on your Instagram to inspire your customers and to show your support for them through your social medias, and like you said, reaching out to them. So it's using this time, like, I've downloaded some video apps to show some hairstylists because they've been wanting to learn different ways to do editorial videos. And I've shared that with them. So it's really thinking outside of that box right now, and we can tag some of them underneath the post if you'd like, so we can share them. But using this time to use it to develop yourself in different ways and show up for your customer.
Yeah, I know one of the things you shared with me is that you've been wanting to learn new ways to blog. And that's a great thing because you can use that personally or professionally in what you do. And so you've been doing some classes on blogging, which I think is amazing, right? Because I think clients, I know as a salesperson, if you were to start blogging and I was a salon owner and you could teach me something, I would definitely read
it. Okay. And yeah, and I think that's really good. I'm sorry, I think you cut out at a time that I couldn't hear. What did you say?
How you were blogging, how you were looking into blogging, and that that's going to help you personally and professionally.
Yes.
Right? And that if I was a salon owner, I would want to read your blog from a sales perspective. What can I do to help run my business? Good.
Well, I will keep that in mind when I'm doing this blogging. I think for me, it was a creative outlet to be able to. I'm a talker, so when I'm by myself in isolation, I have no one to talk to. So it's a great way for me to be creative. And I keep saying I'm going to do more writing. I'm going to do more writing. And I feel like someday is here. Like someday is right now. So I have the time and the space to be able to do it. And I think that if there's something on your list that you've been wanting to do that you could do from home, then absolutely take the time to do it right now in this space.
Yeah. And then the other thing we talked about that I always like talking to you about nutrition and health and all of that. You had shared a couple things about the energy running through your body. So do you want to elaborate on that? Like, what do you do with all this pent up energy right now? Because hairdressers are used to moving. Right.
So yeah, you guys are used to being fast paced, and you guys can eat a 6-course meal in 5 minutes and enjoy it while you're answering phones and sweeping hair. So you're very talented and used to multitasking and being go. So this energy is heavy right now in the earth, and it's a lot, and it's anxious, and it's heavy, and it's anxious, and a lot of uncertainty. But the thing is that if you sit with that for too long, it's going to kind of get into your body. We are energy as a body, so you need to move that. And I normally really like kind of fast-paced, energetic workouts to kind of feel invigorated and feel energetic. But right now my body's not feeling that. It's feeling like I need to slow down a little bit, And so I've been doing some at-home bar workouts or walking around the block or some yoga online, and really but continuing the movement, because you have to move that energy out or else it kind of festers. Is the best word for it. And it'll turn into the anxieties and the depressions. And this is where mental health is extremely important. And understanding that it's the movement of the body that's not about your physical or what size jeans you wear or anything like that. It's just about moving the body so you can move that energy through. And there's nothing like going outdoors for a fresh, crisp walk, and you feel invigorated. And no matter how crappy you feel, it will make you feel better. And it's really important to do that. One, because you move the energy, and two, if you're in a cold climate, then it's reinvigorated you a little bit. So
yeah, it's funny. I've been talking to so many people, and that's the one common denominator that everyone's saying is move your body. Move your body, and meditation seems to be like the two common things across the board that everyone I've spoken to is saying to do. Listen,
Those two are definitely big. I think if I was to say a message that I would, I've had a hard time with those this week, if I'm being completely honest, and that's normally I've stayed really structured. I know we've talked about this. We both have stayed really structured in trying to create a morning routine. Continuing on with our morning routine and getting dressed and getting ready in the morning. But I've struggled in my meditation where my mind is going a mile a minute because I'm feeling like I want to be able to help and do. And so sometimes meditating is doing guided meditations because they're a little bit easier right now. So I've gone on YouTube and found some guided meditations for anyone that's struggling with that. If their mind, because stress creates this thing where you can't focus. And that's one thing with stress is you'll either procrastinate or you will not be able to focus. And it's hard to get into these things that are helpful and really serving us as beings right now. So I think it's making sure that if you can't do it or you're having a hard time reading that book, is listen to it via audio, or moving the body. If you can't do a strenuous workout with weights, then take a walk around the block, just do some stretching, but it's moving the energy and also calming the mind through meditation.
Yeah, I think it's that balance of you need to be still and pause, right? Breathe through it and really honor that time, but then also honor the time that don't get stuck in stillness. You got to move as well. So it's like keeping that balance between the both, right? Because I'm gonna tell you, I've lost my shit a couple times these couple weeks. It's like the tear starts rolling. I'm like, hold up, I gotta focus, right?
Yeah.
And get back on board. So I just encourage everyone to let all of it flow through, whatever it is. If it's happiness, if it's sadness, if it's anxiety, if it's frustration, if it's whatever it is, let it flow through you. Don't get stuck in any of it, because we are humans that were made to have all these emotional things, and you have to feel it and process it, but don't get stuck in any of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So anything else, anything you can give words of advice to salon owners out there or hairstylists out there?
I think the big thing is pick up the phone. Like, you're not in this alone, and just remember that your distributors and your manufacturers, your sales consultants, like, they're there for you. Maybe they just don't know how to reach out, or they don't know how you're feeling. So if they haven't reached out already, or you're really needing them and they have reached out, like, communicate with them, tell them what you're needing, if whatever you need for your business. When it comes to the business portion of it, if it's coming to your personal fears or anything like that, just know that uncertainty and hope can live in one space. And that's really important. It's what I've gotten through myself. I've really told myself that numerous times this week, is it's okay to feel uncertain and hopeful at the same time. And it's not wrong that you feel that way.
Yeah, I love it. Yep, I agree. So, and I would say from a hairdresser perspective, I think every single one of you watching has an amazing talent inside of you. You have an amazing strength that you're good at something. I know personally for me, Shandel, I just think you are a great leader. And you, when you have your times of uncertainty, I know you always go within and you get a plan quickly and you execute. And I just thought you are a great person to bring on to give somebody hope and give somebody direction. And I hope that all the hairstylists out there can do the same. So dig in and figure out what you're strong at. If you don't know, call me. I'll tell you exactly what you're strong at, because I know a lot of you. And then share it. If you know how to braid hair, do a tutorial for your clients. If you know how to do head sheets, call up your educator friends and say, hey, we're doing education Wednesday, and then we're going to do head sheets on Wednesdays. Or, if you're a salesperson and you're really good at communicating and somebody's struggling, call up your sales team and help them how to have powerful communication with your accounts. Whatever that strength is, I encourage you to use it now more than ever, and do it for free. Do it to help people right now, because that's really what we need. And I've been seeing it all day. I tell you, I've seen so many people doing free haircuts today online. I can't tell you how happy that made me. And then I had a few people just go live and talk to people. And it's so touching to see people using their voice. And I just have to say, you never underestimate the power of your voice. It'll touch someone, it'll help them. And girl, it's just magical. It is magical how people are having that shift and they're like, wow, I should be doing something. And they're getting on board and they're contributing. So I hope that our community does that. And Shandel, I appreciate you being a part of that. I know you helped somebody today. I know.
Oh, thank you. Well, if I can help anyone else, please feel free to reach out. And thank you again for all you're doing. It's needed.
It's on. And I look forward to seeing you in person sometime in 2020.
Yes. Yeah, when we can hug, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, have an amazing day. And, we're thinking of you in Canada.
Thanks. We're thinking of you as well.
Yeah. All right, girl. Have a great day. And everyone else, stay strong. Turn your fear into hope. And I can't wait to see you guys soon.
Okay. See you.
All right.